for those of you who stuck around. As you can tell, I'm not from around here. I have my classic, tourist beads from the monks, Times Square. I'll go ahead. I know you're looking at the hair, so I'll go ahead and answer the most common questions I'm asked. No, this is not a perm. Yes, this is my real natural hair. No, I'm not Jewish. I'm from Indiana, which it takes coming to New York to realize just how fucking boring your city is. Like, you come here and you're like, oh my God, like, there's so much stuff to see, you guys literally need a whole bus tour. I was thinking, like, if it did a bus tour in my state, it would be 5 minutes, and it would just literally be like, on the left, you'll see a cornfield, and on the right, you'll see another cornfield, and on the left, you'll see a burning cross, and on the right, you'll see the Indy 500, which is basically the only thing that anybody knows about Indiana, which is pretty funny. It's like the only time our state gets any attention and just goes back to anonymity. I really realized like how ignorant so many people are in Indiana, and it's frustrating because it's not that we lack intelligence, it's that we don't have the ability to seek it out. Like most of these rural communities in Indiana, they just don't even have internet. Like they're still using landlines. Like they're farm communities. Like unless you're in Indianapolis, most of the cities is just like, all right, like this is all we know. But the thing that frustrates me the most, I work with a lot of conservative people, and I really don't tell them, my political views. But it's just like they keep thinking that if you keep counting to 5, you're going to get a different number. Like recently, somebody's like, "Oh, did you hear in Arizona they're counting the votes again?" I'm like, I was just like, "Oh, cool." I'm not really going to like indulge them, but in my head, I'm just like, how many times can you count to 5 and expect to get a different number? Like they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 20,000. Like that's what they must be expecting. Like I really don't know what it is, but you might notice as well. It looks like I'm losing some hair up here, but I would have to correct you. I actually haven't lost a single follicle of hair. In fact, I have more hair now than I've had my entire life. It's just all growing out of my asshole. I missed that day in health class because I remember them telling me, I was going to get chest hair, I was going to get acne, but they didn't tell me I was going to have to take my ass to go get a haircut. I really wish I was joking. I have like literally a full-on ass fro back here, and like I'm thinking about going to get it styled, like maybe go get some like dingleberry dreadlocks, some cornrows around my cornhole or something. I've always been a big guy. I'm 6'5", 6'8" with my hair at full poof. Even as a baby, I was actually 24 inches and 10 pounds, which my mom actually held me for 10 months in her stomach. And during that last month, I actually developed my bowels fully. So I actually took my first crap before I took my first breath, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know how many people can say that about themselves, but I'm on it. I think it's a Guinness World Record for sure. And then, what was my first breath of air like? To put it bluntly, it was full of shit. You see that little shit that I took in my womb, basically as soon as my mom birthed me out, I just sucked it right up into my lungs. And then, what I've been telling people is, I came into this world eating shit, and I've been eating shit ever since. What's crazy though is like as soon as my mom, luckily she was a nurse, she knew something was wrong right away. She was like, "Oh, something's wrong with my baby, he's not breathing right." So then I got put in the ICU, and I like to think I think the hospital owes me some money, okay? Because I don't know if you guys know anything about the ICU, but it's mostly premature babies in there, okay? So like you see this giant 24-inch, 10-pound baby, I bet some people are like, "Oh shit, like we got some hope." It's like they got this like little, basically like looks like an ant, could fit in the palm of your hand, and you see this like giant fucking huge thing next to him with like full head of hair. I came out curly, and I've always had this hair, and it's just like, man, I think I sold some rooms in that hospital. That's all I can say. The city, it's funny because even though it seems so big and huge, I still get a lot of like small town vibes here. Like really, there's a sense of community around here. There really is. And I know that people talk about the city being like a very cold place, but I think it's an illusion, right? Like everyone here pretends like they hate each other or that they have something against everyone, but they're all pursuing their dreams. They're all doing the same thing. They just have this like weird blockage where they can't get comfortable with everyone. Like the comics around here. You know, I noticed like everyone seems like they can't really even laugh at other comedians' jokes. You know, they're like, oh, you know, they're too on their own head, and they just like forget like what is comedy about? And it's just like it's about coming on stage and talking about all your problems and all the things that are going wrong in your life or went right in your life, but you know that shit's not really funny. Geez, I didn't think I was gonna have to look at my set, but that's the way it goes around here. It seems like.
30 seconds.
Oh, I got 30 seconds without the light or with the light?
With that. The light was like.
Oh well, I didn't even see it. What was it like bigger?
It's this thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't looking at it. My bad.
You can tell more.
Okay, well, I'll just do a quick one. All I can say is Indiana is so boring, right? That, you know, I looked around New York City, you guys have all these like great statues of all the great people that have come from Indiana. It's like, we're so exhausted on statues in Indiana. Where I'm from in Bloomington, Indiana, we constructed a statue of a Star Trek character. Okay? Like literally, like we're out of the people. We're out of famous people. We have like David Letterman and Larry Bird, and that's it. So we literally spent money to construct a statue to a Star Trek character, didn't even name the actress who plays the Star Trek character, just built the statue. So, I don't know, it's just like, that's how the ignorant people just extend all the way through here, and I'm going to leave with that. I know it's not that funny, but thank you guys for coming out.